Welcome back, welcome back to another read along review. This is look like it's going to be different. I mean, the in issue 6 we got a different art style, different format, wording format, different text format, however you want to place it, but this is starting to look cleaner, more compact. And what I mean by compact is like, it's starting to look like a figure and not like, sketches like we were seeing before, like half of it, majority of it looked like a hand sketch majority of the time. This actually is starting to look like a comic as we go on. Um, this is the it's this issue number 7 was released in December in 1938. So this means this is the final issue of 1930, the year of 1938. So that means, well, and then in issue number 8, we're going to be starting in 1939 and go from there. Um, yeah. Um, I hope everyone is doing well. I hope everyone's healthy. I hope if you're not, you know what I mean? And if you ever need someone to talk to, reach out to me. You know what I mean? Um, there are podcasts out there that, that do record one-on-one conversations, about mental health or health issues or just anything that's on another person's mind. And they talk about it and record it and put it on YouTube. If you want to do something like that and share with me and with the class, you know, we can do that. Or if you want something a little bit more private, more, in quotation mark, intimate, to where it's just me one-on-one, feel free. Feel free. I'm like an open book, so I'll say pretty much nearly anything to anyone, and even on the podcast, because I don't really have anything to hide. I don't have really, everything is shareable. You know what I mean? I tell, I don't really lie about things. I share all my truths and all my dirty laundry, because I mean, if you can't, then you're really not being yourself. You're not being true to yourself, and that's like step number one. You know what I mean? Like being true to yourself and loving yourself first before you do for others. You know what I mean? And yeah, I mean, but like I said, like I said, if you have anything if you're not doing so well and you want to reach out to me, reach out to me in private, or even on this. Like I said, like, I'm not saying we have to do it this way. I'm just saying it's an option if you want to share your thoughts with everyone else, and maybe someone can relate to you, and and understand where you're coming from and understand where I'm coming from and stuff like that. A sense of vulnerability will open the door, more doors to others, and create a bigger community and, you know, quotation mark, family. I mean, because you're not alone, I'm not alone. We do have each other in the long run. But yeah, that's pretty much it, I think, for the intro. Trying to think if there's anything else I want to share. Mm, not really. Not that I can really think of. Let's just get right into it. Last episode, we kind it was kind the last episode or issue was kind of mid. Let's hope that this one's a little bit better. Granted, the art style, as I said, got better, but the story was still kind of mid. Let's hope that this one gets a little bit better and lives up to the hype as we continue on. But let's jump in. Like I said before, issue number 7, December 1938 of Action Comics. By Jerome Siegel and Joe Shuster, or AKA Jerry Siegel. And as we can see, like I said, in the last issue, Superman's getting more bold. You know what I mean? He's starting to have like a superhero figure to him. Unlike the first issues that we read. Superman, a friend of the helpless and oppressed, is Superman a man possessing the strength of a dozen Samsons. lifting and rendering gigantic weights, vaulting over skyscrapers, racing a bullet, possessing a skin impenetrable to even steel are his physical assets used in his one-man battle against evil and injustice. Editorial office of the Daily Star. All right, so we're still at the Daily Star. It's not Daily Planet yet. So hopefully one day we'll get to the Daily Planet and they'll rename it. A large metropolitan daily. How one guy can be so meek is beyond me. Here comes Kent now. Look, I'll show you what I mean. Don't make yourself too much of a pest, Curly. Hey, Clarksy, look, your tie's out. That is it? Thanks for letting me know. You see, any other guy would have hauled off and socked me in the snoot, but not Clark. No, he thanks me for it. Boy, this is fun. I think I'll do it again. Lay off the poor guy. Look, it's out again. Someone ought to cure Curly of that tie drinking habit of his. It's annoying the way Clark lets him get away with it. Hmm. Lois rescues Clark from the Pestif. I think that's what it says. Oh, Pestiferous Curly? I think that's what it says. Pestiferous. Anyways, boss wants to see you in his office. Better hurry. You can be certain I will. The Jordan Circus opens in town this afternoon. I think it would be a good idea for you to interview its owner. I'll see him at once. Clark nears the owner's wagon on the circus lot. He hears voices raised in anger. Sounds like an argument. I better wait before entering. Within the wagon, you take my offer or else take you in as a partner. The blazes I would. You have no choice. My notes are coming due and you haven't the money to pay. Either take me in as partner or lose everything. If I do take you in, Derek Niles, I'll lose everything, including my self-respect. You expect me to, if you expect to raise money from performances, Jordan, you're completely daffy. People are staying away in droves. We'll see about that. Now get out. As Niles roughly shoulders aside Clark, he is completely unaware that he is passing the man who has dedicated his strength and life in helping those in need of assistance. Pardon me, Lumsiacs. True, I'll lose the circus, my greatest love in life's work, if only I could raise the money, but no, I can't. Beg pardon, I'm from the Daily Star. Have anything to say for publication? What? Oh, a reporter? You can tell that your readers were here with the greatest circus show on earth, clowns, animals, acrobats, a fine production typical of the success the name of Jordan has been associated for years with for years. You could tell them too that we've hired several hundred extra attendants to handle the huge audience we expect to have attend. Got that? Yes, this will make the next edition good. Luck, sir. Poor brave old man, faced with a bitter disappointment and certain defeat, yet he yet has the courage to keep up the optimistic front. A guy like that deserves a break. And by golly, that's just what I'm going to give him. Afternoon, the circus opens with all its blatant pomp and glory. Plays a deserted gallery. I'm supposed to laugh and clown with all those empty seats staring me in the face. Pipe down and go into your act. Sorry, boss, the ticket sales are terrible, just as now as predicted. But one of the few members of the audience has pretty definite ideas. The show is good, but it lacks flash, and that's where Superman takes a hand. That evening, within the privacy of Clark Kent's apartment, a miraculous transformation occurs. Off come glasses and street clothing. Clark's meek figure strains erect. Erect. He got erect. And a few instants later, the retiring reporter, is replaced by the dynamic Superman. Dynamic. So that's what we're getting. So like Superman's becoming more dynamic. No more scribbles and sketches. He's dynamic. One lift step brings a man of steel to his open window. And in another moment, his tremendously powerful muscles fling him into the night like a living projectile. Sometime later, a weird figure hurtles down into the midst of Jordan's circus lot and approaches the owner's wagon. The light still shining at this hour, door Jordan, his tortured mind won't let him sleep. Figures, what good are they? They only prove that I'm going to lose what it took my entire life to build up. Turn around and don't be alarmed. What? Burglary? Well, you've come to the wrong place, fella. You won't find enough in this flop show to buy you a package of cigarettes. You misunderstand. While Jordan spoke, he had slipped an automatic out of the drawer behind him. Suddenly he raised them. The next place you're breaking into is jail. You won't listen to, and believe me, there's nothing left for me to accept. Keep back. I warn you, let me have that gun. You're liable to hurt yourself. Incredibly swift movement, faster than the eye can follow, Superman snatches the gun out of Jordan's hand, lets him play with dangerous toys, and then crushes it to a pulp. What the? You squeeze as though you were made of, as if you were made of putty. Who are you? What do you want? I want a job with your circus as a professional strongman. I already have a strongman who can bend iron and lift metal balls. Will you please step outside a moment? Can your strongman do this, or this, or this? No, then I'm your new strongman. But the show isn't making any money. I can't afford to pay. It will be when I start working. When what your circus needs is a sensational attraction that'll draw a great gate. Ever hear of Superman? Did I? I should say, look, I, sh- I should say that. Good Lord, don't tell me that you're in person, star of attraction of the Jordan Circus, Superman working for me. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. I'm dreaming. This is too good to be true. It's about time you did retire and dream. It's getting late. Next day, full page ads appear in all the local newspaper. Superman, Jordan Circus, greatest attraction, superb, magnificent, yada yada yada. In Derek Niles' office. See the papers, boss? See? I'm too busy to look at them right now. Well, you're not too busy to read this. An ad of the Jordan Circus, a big fuss over a strong guy. Give me that paper. Give me that. Oh, ow, I don't know what this is all about, but we're looking into this. Come on, come on. Lois, top sister on the Daily Star, also finds the ad of interest, and in person, here I come. A mob of curiosity-driven crowds into the circus grounds. Look at old Jordan over there, delirious with joy. Niles and Lois pass within an inch of each other, and suspecting that the future again will cause their paths to cross. I don't like the look of this. I'm stunned, thrilled, money literally pouring into the till, and it's incredible, unbelievable, and I owe it all to Superman. The huge seated throngs wait tensely for the big show to begin. Thousands of tongues babble, who is Superman? Is he human? Why all the fuss about him? Then with a blaring of trumpets, the circus began. Clowns frolic, acrobats cavort, animals roar, but the crowd is dissatisfied. We want Superman, we want Superman, give us Superman, Superman. Ceding to the audience's demands, Ringmaster announces it is impossible to continue the ordinary show in this bedlam, and so yielding to your request, we waste no time in presenting Superman. While cheers ring thunderously about Lois. Going to see him again, Superman, my dream lover. Oh, why don't they hurry? The ring is cleared. A professional strongman walks into its center, commences to lift heavy weights. Boo, boo. Oh, so that's Superman. We've been gypped. Give us our money back. Looks like Jordan let fly a boomerang. Hey, Niles, I will laugh when these disappointing customers mob that old fool. Then when a figure high over the head seizes a trapeze bar and swings outward in a mad series of wild gyrations. Oh yeah. Every eye is glued to it. A slip of the hand and suddenly the figure plunges down toward Earth. There's no net. He'll be killed. Oh my God. Down, down plunges the figure, twisting and turning with the wild abandon of a high diver, whirling, spinning, somersaulting. It lands to the accompaniment, a, a, accompaniment of Gaff's first feet first, erect, unhurt. Oh yeah, erect and unhurt. This is like the second time in this issue they said erect. Sounds fun. Forward leap and the figure seizes both strongman and iron dumbbells, commences juggling them with the greatest of ease. What puzzles me is which is the greatest dumbbell. Loudspeaker blares, ladies and gentlemen, we give you Superman. It takes a few minutes for the audience to collect its senses, but the next instant everyone was on their feet, cheering their lungs out. Holy Moses, I am old. The old man's got something. Shut up. I don't want to miss a thing. Down in the ring, you all have heard of an elephant lifting a man, but did you ever dream of this? A drunk in the audience takes on one look at Superman lifting the elephant and proclaims to the amusement of those about him, I don't mind seeing pink elephants, but this is too much. Let's get out of here. I gotta get where I can think. This calls for a conference. The way money is pouring in, Jordan will be able to pay off his bill in no time. If he does, we miss getting our hands on that circus of his. Got any ideas? Yes, if accidents started to happen about the circus lot, if several customers and performers were to be injured by accident, of course, that would be too bad, wouldn't it? If the circus wouldn't be called jinxed and avoided by the public. I get you, Niles. Got to give it. I got to hand it to you. You got brains. You got some good brains there, buddy. Well, Lois seeks to see Superman after the performance with all other reporters. Sorry, Superman ain't seeing no one. Get moving. Get out of here. Get out of here. Lois isn't the type to give up easily once she's made up her mind. If I were to conceal myself in his dressing room tonight, I'd catch him when he reported to work in the morning. That evening, Lois breaks into the deserted big tent by crawling under the edge of the canvas flap. I haven't done this since I was a kid. But once within the tent, she halts with a quick intake of breath as she sights a shadowy figure ahead. A prowler! Oh no! Oh! Of course, she puts herself into danger, and this time for a man. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? Niles Hurling halts at his labor as he hears a slight noise behind him, snooping. Well, I'll fix that. It's a dame. Um, Cracks, a watchdog pet of the circus, halts on his rounds as he hears a suspicious sound. He charges at the dark figure in the big tent and is kicked unconscious. Oh, take that, noisy mutt. That's kind of painful. Nowadays, you wouldn't do that. You wouldn't injure a dog or kick a dog. I think James Gunn did a test screening of that where the dog gets beat up, Crypto gets beat up, and they had to remove it because it didn't go well with viewers. I mean, which I agree with him. It wouldn't go well with the general public. I feel like that's just kind of like things just happen. I mean, in this instance, the dog was trying to protect Lois, so I mean, it's just normal instinct. You know what I mean? For a thug to do that, or a murderer would do that. Um, it's just real life situations. I mean, most people are sensitive about it, but it does happen. It does happen. I mean, I know John Wick is a little bit far fetched, but when you do care about your pet that much, you do some crazy shit, or some assholes will do some crazy shit to get what they want to animals and stuff, and to get it sucks either way, but can't be too insensitive to stuff like that, even if that's on the big screen. You don't want to see it, but real life nowadays. Anyways, I'm going off into a tangent here. Let's get back on track. Before we get back, at the end of the day, you shouldn't hit a dog. If they're misbehaving, maybe give them uh not ass beating, but smack on the butt if they misbehave. Especially if they're puppies. You know what I mean? They have to learn. You know what I mean? Like when my dog was a puppy, if he peed in the house, I put his face near it. I pointed. Well, I pointed. I put his face near it. I pointed. I gave him a little pat on the butt because he's a puppy, and I said, "No, you don't do that." And then from there we, potty training continued. He got better, and he's outside now. And it's just normal, normal thing. But hitting an animal is not nice, but we shouldn't be insensitive about it in some instances because it does happen. No, I'm repeating myself, but it does happen. Not right. It's completely wrong, but it does happen. And, I do understand if you have harsh feelings about seeing it in comics and movies and TV shows, it is what it is. We can't, keep caging or, caging emotions and whatnot because you just, or caging things and not releasing out into the public because you're butthurt about it. You know what I mean? That's my point of view on it. That's all I'm going to say about it. Um, at the end of the day, it's not right, completely wrong, but we can't keep being sensitive to things that happen in everyday life. It may not happen to some people in certain part of the country or certain parts of the world, but it does happen, and it happens all the time. And we have to talk about it. We have to show it. We have to read it. We have to see it. You know what I mean? Like for instance, right now, this is something that in that time frame it did happen. Same thing with the Superman film. I know Crypto. It was taken out where Crypto got hit by Ultraman or the clone Superman, and he got beat up. I feel like it should have stayed in the film. No, it's not something that you want to see, but it is something that happens. And hiding it and putting it in a box or putting it in a cage because we're just too insensitive to see it is not the way to go about it. We need to remove the filter content and show it, and that way that way we can grow as a humanity and whatnot. We know what not to do and such. But anyways, back to the comic. I apologize I went on for so long. I just had to get that out of my system. I gotta say this girl out of here. I gotta get this girl out of here. She saw my face and can identify me. When Lois revives, she finds herself bound hand and foot in Niles of ice. It is morning. You were a fool to bring the girl here. Now I've got to get rid of her. Go down to the circus trigger and telephone me when the accidents occur. Okay, boss? Upon reaching the circus grounds, Trigger seats himself at the stand's foot. Want to be able to lamb out of here quick when things start popping. And things are going to happen for Leo has sauntered through the door of his cage which Trigger had forced open. The lion's loose, run for your lives. Well, one figure in the lion's path refuses to flee. Superman, he crouches before the jungle beast leap. Come and get it. Incredibly agile movement, he twists aside, seizes Leo by the scruff of his neck. Want to play? And carries the ferocious carnivore back to its cage as though it were a harmless kitten. Don't you know it's no way to play hooky from your cage? An audience sinks back into his seats with the sights of relief, but next instant they shriek aloud as the trapeze performer hampered bar shatters and she plunges toward the earth, springing and lopes. Superman catches her in midair, brings her down to safety. There's something definitely crooked going on. I wonder if moments later the huge pole which holds up the entire big tent, suddenly sawed by triggers, sways perpetually, crashing, and now this, seizing the pole with a powerful grip, Superman holds it rigid while attendants complete repairs. Cracks sure is barking at that guy trying to leave. I wonder if that has anything to do with these accidents, and Cracks haven't been found unconscious this morning. Something suspicious. Superman grips Trigger. What do you know about these deliberate attempts to ruin the circus? Nothing. Let me go. Superman tosses Trigger high into the air. Yeah, 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 yeah. Help me. He catches him when he drops downward. He does this several times. And then, now tell me what I want to know, or next time I'll toss you up. I won't catch you. Please don't do it again. Derek Niles hired me. He has a girl reporter in his office now. Is going to finish her off. Off-speed Superman towards Niles' office, running so fast he appears to be a blur streak of motion. Superman, huh? Give me that gun. Give it here. Give me that. Get away from me. Those bullets are harmless to me as peas. Oh, he fainted from sheer fright. Wait, I want to thank you for saving my life some other time. He fucking cuts her short again. Shut down. Jordan Circus now a success, and Niles and Trigger jailed. Superman dons his guise of Clark Kent and returns to his daily star to be greeted by Curly. Well, well, if doggone tie of yours ain't out again, you deserve a lesson, and by golly, you're going to get one. Shortly later, as Curly passes the door, a hand reaches out and seizes it closed, jerks savagely. Why, Curly, you're undressed. Cha- I assume that's the end. Yep, that's the end. And don't forget to read more fun comics. So, I don't know what More Fun Comics is about. I wonder if there's going to be other superheroes introduced into that. Maybe we'll bounce between Action Comics and More Fun Comics as we go along with these episodes, and hopefully, we'll discover some other superheroes or discover something else good. Um, and read those and rate those, review those. Um, this was another. I don't know. It was it was cool to see him lift an elephant and fight a lion and other cool stuff. I'm gonna give it, I don't know. I'm gonna give this one a 2 star, 2 out of 5 star. It was good, but it was also, it was mid. It did push the story a little bit. It had some good moral code to it. It was for a good cause to help save the circus. Actually, you know what? We'll go 3 star. Only because of the silver lining of Superman was trying to help an old man save his circus. So we'll give it that. It wasn't too crazy. It did push the story along. It was just a mid story, but the art style definitely improved. Mm, Superman looked more bold, more dynamic, more figure-like. But yeah, at the end of the day, it was a good issue, not a great issue. And I do want to go back and say, I do apologize for that long tangent on harming animals. You know, I just want to get it out in the air. It's not right. But we shouldn't be hiding it behind a curtain or putting it in a cage and not showing it off. These are things that, as me as a parent, kids need to see, and they need to know that, hey, you see that on screen, you read it, you whatever, you see a photo of it, whatever, it's not right. You know, that's the moral of that story. And they showed it here in this comic. It was removed from movies. It has been in a few movies, older movies. I think also in recent movies I've seen as well. But we shouldn't be insensitive to it. Happens, and will continue to happen until we make ourselves better as as humanity, or humanity, or people, or donas, or whatnot, or what have you, role models. But yeah, that is it for the episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. This is the end of the 1930 of the series of the Action Comics in 1938. As I mentioned in the beginning of the intro, and the next episode, or maybe the next 2 episodes, depends. I'm gonna go forward and read more fun comics to see if there's anything interesting. I'll do a little bit of research. It may be the next episode and read along review, or it might be the one after. We'll see. But if not, we'll continue on with Action Comics, and it'll be a whole new year in the Action Comics series. So yeah, that's it. I hope to see you guys soon. You guys enjoy the rest of your day, your week, your month, and that's it. Peace.